So we're getting ready to change the valve springs in Albert's Supra. We were running into an issue on a dyno last time, and we were floating the valve train. The person or the machine shop who originally built the engine and spec'd everything out didn't make the wisest choice of valve springs. So here we have the GSC Chronicles, very good spring. They have a very decent amount of seat pressure. I believe it's like 105 on the seat, and then as the spring compresses, it rises at a very nice rate. These, I believe, Head Games recommends these all the way up to like 1300 wheel horsepower. We're not going to be anywhere up near there, probably somewhere in the 9s. And then, these will work perfect, and we shouldn't have a problem with these.
What causes them to float like that?
When you don't have enough pressure. So
like spring?
Yeah, spring pressure. Either very weak seat pressure or the ramp rate on the spring when it starts to get compressed is just not the greatest. I can't remember what springs were in there. I'm sure we'll find out when I pull them out. But there were nothing that were anything spectacular. There's just like some off the shelf spring.
Some Edgar springs. They're not strong.
Weak. This bitch is hot.
No.
How long did you have it running for?
Not even that long.
That long?
Running enough to get some heat in the motor.
Well,
Racers, get some heat in your engine.
Jaden, get some heat in your crank.
what are you taking off next?
These.
No, we'll leave them on for now because we
Gotta move some stuff out of the way, right?
take that. I got to take apart the whole fucking time and shit.
Come on now, it's not your first rodeo. You're supposed to know what's next.
I know Jay-Z's more than VQs now.
With y'all. Well, I'm trying to do it in a way where we don't tear apart 90% of the fucking engine.
Yeah, I forgot the fucking cams and everything else. All that.
Yeah, all that shit gotta come
Oh,
out.
no, I wasn't thinking of that.
I probably gotta put the battery in.
Yeah, it's supposed to be one of the first things you do. You taught me that.
Never unplug the battery.
Leave it on and put a wrench on the hot side. Now he's gonna lose his tune.
Yep, damn. I already lost it.
What?
That's the thing with
They're like, yo, if I'm gonna if I unplug my battery, am I gonna lose my tune?
some cars do be losing tunes.
And you should not be losing this tune. What are you?
Getting his falsetto on.
That shit's staring me right in the face.
Are you still looking for that washer?
Yeah. Your boy Ed dropped it.
I ain't dropped that shit.
Nigga, who dropped it then?
You?
What color is it?
Gold. Goldish.
The color of money.
Money ain't fucking gold.
At least we gotta pull the caps off in order. I mean,
Here, I'll just give you this one.
They're all stamped, but
Yeah, it'd just be easier to be able to take them off.
usually try not to mix them up on top of it.
This one was up front. In front of that one.
No, this is right.
I grabbed them like this.
7654.
Oh, you're flipping them in your hand, that's why.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I just gave it to you.
Fuck.
You were like,
Was that like Napoleon Dynamite?
keep them in order. I give them to you and you flip them. Here. Man, it's kind of got some weight to it.
Well, yeah. What do you think?
It looks alright. Oh, these are just standard regular ass ARPs.
What
Damn, I thought these ones was ARP 2000s.
What are the this joint.
Come on, my dude. Fuck. I'm about to change them.
Are you doing Emtron?
No. He needs to do shimless bucket conversion. Ain't no shim. Keepers off of the container. Just keeps pushing the valve open. It's not separating. This
Is it too tight? Is that why?
Yeah, it's just not letting go. No, the keeper is just not letting go of the valve.
It's supposed to be pressure, like it keeps the valve up. They press the spring and the valve stays up and can undo everything.
Yeah, I'm just pushing the valve open. Yeah. I'm gonna
It's
have to
moving in one piece. It should be moving in two. It doesn't want to let go like Wayne Wonder. No letting go.
Seriously.
Very special. She wipes my booty.
No, we're gonna take that cam out first.
So what's the rope trick?
You put a piece of rope inside, probably like a shoelace inside of the.
Are you just trying to fill the cylinder up?
Yeah, and then when you put out TDC, the lace gets squished in between the top of the piston and the valve and holds the piston off.
That's what
I mean, it holds the valves closed.
That'll hold it up.
Oh my gosh, 4. That's 4 times.
Got that one?
Yeah, I got it. Well, we're back today with Albert's Supra.
So this is probably like 2 days after, but made a little bit of a rookie mistake, and ultimately I'm gonna have to pull the head as I bent 2 valves. So pretty much what happened was I pulled the intake cam and was a little eager to see if I would be able to break the keepers loose after when I pressurized the cylinder. So instead of waiting to remove the exhaust cam, I went ahead, put the engine at TDC, and before I went to pressurize the cylinder, I guess I bumped the ratchet I had on the crank and it kind of pulled it just past TDC. So when I pressurized the cylinder, it pushed piston number 1 down, ultimately pushing number 3 up and into the valves. And so now we have 2 bent intake valves. So yeah, a little annoyed with that, but you know, it is what it is, so I'm gonna have to eat it and suck it up. But not the end of the world. You know, gives us a chance to look over some things inside of the engine, see how things are going.
You did notice, right? The head studs were not.
Yeah, so he's got the bottom of the barrel ARP head studs, which aren't an issue, but since we're gonna start to, the end goal is to turn this thing up and let her eat. We're just going to upgrade the head studs while we're there, so we're going to do the 625 plus head studs in there. And then, you know, it also gives us a chance to, you know, look at the cylinder head and make sure everything is you know, okay. I guess the machine shop who built this engine, you know, it's always been a little bit of a lingering question in the back of our heads. So it'll give us a chance to, you know, look at some stuff. So it's not a complete loss here, you know. It does suck, but you know, if we find something that's off, then you know, it was just meant for me to bend those 2 valves and find out what the hell is off, and you know, before any catastrophic failure, which I'm hoping that's not the case. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, I gotta pull the head, suck it up, and
Yeah, at the end of the day, you know, mistakes happen, and you know, We are not perfect, so
No.
Edgar
and
has showed
nobody is, so.
a kink in his armor here. He's eager. No,
Yeah.
but thankfully
no, it was
Albert
just-
is
yeah.
also like super understanding, and he knows that like we're we take care of him.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing is that you're upfront and honest about it. And then, like I literally called him, like, right after it happened, I said, look, bro, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to pull your head. So, and I explained it to him, and, he was, Albert, gives me no problems at all. Probably, one of the best customers to deal with, which we're very grateful for.
Yes.
But, there's a reason why we have that relationship is, and with many other customers, is because we are honest. And
Yeah, should happen.
and so of being honest comes having to be honest when you make a mistake, which is where we're at. So I mean, yeah.
Thankfully, you don't make too many. It's okay.
No. I'm usually good for one boo-boo a year, maybe. But it is what it is. You learn from it. Yeah, like I said, I guess I was just too eager to see. And come to find out, my tool didn't break the keepers loose anyways. So we probably would have had to pull the head anyways. We did find kind of a little bit of a workaround doing the old shoelace trick. Fucking hack-ass shit. It works. Which is not ideal, in my opinion. But, it was working until we found out that I bent 2 intake valves.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it worked.
Yeah, well, it made it a lot of longer of a process
Yeah.
to change them, especially with the new GSC conicals. The retainer is like what appears to be like half an inch in diameter, if at best. So they're a little bit smaller in the head, but yeah, fun stuff. So.
A little bit more work than had intended.
So a little bit more work than what we wanted to do, yes. I noticed the head studs, and I was like, well,
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
They can kind of start to become a gamble at the power level and torque that these things are probably going to make. So, we decided to just pull the trigger and jump up to the 625 pluses. We've made decent power with the standard 8740 head studs. But you really. Is the price difference worth the gamble of lifting the head and pushing coolant? Probably not. We're right there. We're literally so might as well just put the better stuff in. So got 2 new valves, 2 replacement valves on the way. We'll get the rest and everything else checked. I'll have the whole head disassembled. Get the the valves looked at and make sure the guide and stem clearance is okay. Got all new valve stem seals from GSC. As if we're going to take the time to disassemble the head and get it inspected, we may as well replace, the seals. I have new GSC brass valve guides just in case the thing needs guides. So you never know. We'll find out once we get to that. Once we get to that point of pulling the head and then getting it assembled and disassembled and getting our machine shop to look at it and kind of give me an idea of what's going on. So it may not be a total loss here, but it just created a little bit more work than what we were originally going to do. But you live and you learn.
The most important thing is that it's done right, honestly. Especially at this stage of the game.
Yeah, making sure things are done right is more important than trying to save time. Because ultimately, you trying to cut corners and save time. Not saying that we cut corners, but you trying to save time, is not worth the possibility of a failure, and then it costing you more time than if you just would have done it right or, done it better out the gate.
Yep.
And we've been there plenty of times, where it's like
comes with the territory.
Yeah. It's like in theory something should be good, or it's out of somebody's budget, so they don't want to do that, so they're just going to roll with what they have, and then next thing you know, you're replacing what you recommended to replace anyways. At an inconvenient time. Yeah.
What else we have going on? I know we have the you got the LSD and
yeah, we got the Cause 2-way 1.5-way LSD. We ended up picking up a diff out of a Auto GS300, so that way we can steal the gearing out of that to put it in this car. That way we get a more ideal final drive ratio, as the T56, first gear is very tall, so it's kind of a little bit of a lug on the engine coming off the out the hole, and just the gears are exceptionally long. It's got the factory auto twin turbo diff, which is like I think a 379, maybe something like that. Maybe I don't remember exactly, but like I said, we picked up that diff, so that's got 427s. Granite usually recommends 410s, but I'll take a little bit shorter than exceptionally long, especially for a street car. So that should be fun.
Yeah, so this will be down for a bit, but nice of you to show up.
Showing up on time.
Yeah.
Come to save the day.
Here we go. Let's go ahead and promote yourself. Give them a follow or sub.
Dyno
There you go.
Dynamics.
Yeah. And if you haven't already, subscribe to us, because we slacking on the subs, guys. we could use some, put it that way.
Yeah, until next time.
What do you?
I think maybe we'll yank the rear out of this thing real quick before taking it off the lift.
Since we're pushing it anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be a fucking pusher anyways.
Yep,
And then that way I can, because I think the new bearings and seals for the diff's coming tomorrow, so that way I can get that to, what's his face, to get the gearing swapped out.
Yeah. That would be smart.
Oh no, it's because the magnet has probably got some shit on there.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
There's probably a one-way valve on the breather port too, so it's gonna create a vacuum.
Damn.
Wow, there's some material. I could see it from
Holy
here.
material.
Yeah, it's gonna do that.
Yeah, that shit was like fucking a quarter inch bigger than what it is. Look at that. That thing was the same size as what's called before that. Probably pull some shit over here. Where the party at?
Man, that really looks gross.
That don't look like fucking Dookie.
You did fucking 625 grand?
Yeah.
Are they here already?
Head don't lift.
Yeah, you're right there.
Oh.
Man, I keep tapping my head.
Yo, the head's not gonna lift with that. Beat your ass.
Wait, what?
He's like, head gonna lift.
Gonna lift his Jeep and inspector.
That's the
Yeah.
ritual. We gotta stick to it.
What?
Saying shit's gonna blow up and lift.
That is true.
The one time we didn't say it, all the time blew up.
What, your car? What, when you didn't say it was gonna
I'm-
blow up?
No, my car actually blew up after I said it. But that's just because I got bad luck.
Oh man.
I was like, we heard that noise, did that oil change. This bitch about to blow the fuck up.
Oh, let's
Took
do
it
it.
out,
Let's do a pull anyways.
Yep, fuck it.
Then y'all
was
called
gonna
me
pull it apart.
again for the second time that week
Yeah.
to pick you up. I was like, nah. And you were like, yeah.
Probably a good thing that it could. What does it say? Hindsight's 2020. Because say we pulled it apart, found the wrist pins, but like the crank damage was already like done, and so we put it back together.
It would have been at the machine shop again now.
True, they probably would have Magnafluxed it.
Probably.
The Magnafluxing, it only checks for cracks. Let's say if like the
Well, the way that bitch snapped, we probably could have seen the fucking crack forming.
well, if it was cracked before it snapped, but if it was like metal fatiguing or something or whatever, who the fuck knows?
Who knows? Wait, is that what you think?
Crazy,
You think
yeah.
it was the wrist pin?
The wrist pin, because I heard that tap up in the head.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
we
Did hear that for a while.
And then I was like, we were thinking it was I forget what we were thinking at first. Something in the head. The gears.
Oh, your VCT, yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
those were giving us a problem too. Yeah, it was like a weird kind of tap though,
Yeah.
and it was
And
towards
it
like the
wasn't
front
really,
of the
really
engine.
loud. Yeah, it wasn't really, really loud.
No, like the slightest ever so like. Fucking,
It didn't sound right though. Like,
Well, it didn't sound
Those
like
force
it did
internal,
before.
the force internal motors are always loud anyway. But
Yeah, they're louder, but it's different when you would accumulate a noise over a period of
Oh,
time
yeah.
versus it was just loud out the gate.
yeah,
You know, like Jorge's engine, his lifters are very loud.
Yeah, but
Drain the tranny.
let me get the fuck out of the
You got
way.
drain these too?
Well, because you gotta pull the drive shaft.
Don't you have one of them plugs? The plug that came with.
Yeah, I guess I got a butt plug. Stick it in there. Plug the butt of the tranny.
That shit stinks, though. That is the worst smelling.
Yeah, gear oil.
The worst. It gets like in your nose hairs.
I did a clutch.
You be
in my
smelling it
driveway.
like.
Fucking, the trans dropped and spilled out all over
Oh,
the
you didn't
driveway.
drain the fucking tranny?
Covered my shirt and everything.
You fucking nude.
You smelling that shit for like a week.
I was like fucking 18.
And your mustache.
That was like 2 years ago.
Edgar got jokes today.
That Loctite though. You always want to Loctite your drive shaft bolts. Ask JT, he knows. Yeah, I guess whoever did his fucking Granis kit, they didn't Loctite the bolts in. So when he went to get his LSD done, homie pulled his diff and he's like, yo, your drive shaft bolts are loose.
What?
Yeah.
They put lock loose on.
Lock loose. Well, JT just calls him lube tech. JT knows. He's probably who watches his videos and get a kick.
Yeah, I got that NDA. Can't speak on.
Oh yeah, you're the only idiot who signed something.
Huh?
I said you're the only clown who signed something.
I don't know why.
Spot all eyes on you right now, cuz.
Yeah, if it was you, it'd be all guys on you. All guys, all you. I said fuck it up.
Yeah.
You did.
I was supposed to on me. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I
but
wasn't gonna say it on me. Hey you.
it's a banger. I haven't heard that in a while.
What?
It's a banger.
What did they? What else? What kind of stuff? What did they used to say? Remember when everybody used to say like that's bomb?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that because I'm old.
I remember that too. High school. Like, that shit bomb.
I feel like it's just as bad as the shit far.
Yeah, it's always about food flavors. Yeah, it was bomb as fuck.
Yeah, you still say that.
Who?
Yeah,
You.
you do. I've heard that.
Yes. It's about food, always.
No, I say like it's banging or something.
It's always
Nah, babe.